It wasn't supposed to end like this. This is week 8 and it has not been a great one. So without a doubt, this has been one of the hardest weeks that I've had so far, and probably my first really hard week. Also means that it's kind of harder to make a vlog about it. It's not as exciting as making the vlogs about smashing out sessions and long runs and all of the rest of it. This is real, this is what's happening with my training, and one of the things that I really wanted to make sure that I showed on this journey were the highs and the lows, because let's face it, no journey is just an upward curve with all of the highs. It's really important to me to remain authentic, to remain real, and whilst it not make great viewing in the excitement stakes, it's not about that. It's about showing the process, the highs, the lows, and showing what's normal when it comes to kind of going for a big goal and putting it all out there. Happy Monday! So I have just done what, without a doubt, is my worst run of the week. I hate the Monday runs. Because I'm always tired, sometimes stiff. Today I was really stiff, but they serve a purpose, a bit of recovery, get it out of the way, get the legs feeling better, ready to crack on for the rest of the week. But yeah, week 8 is here. So it's Tuesday, it is very windy and I am out walking Freddie. We've almost finished our walk, but did attempt to do my session earlier. My legs just wouldn't do it, so I did the first rep and my legs are just stiff, like unrunnable DOMs, if that makes sense, but that's fine. We binned it. I've got other sessions this week, possibly, depends. I've got the COVID vaccine tomorrow, but I think part of this process for me is learning to be patient and letting my body adapt to the training stimulus and not trying to force things, which I would have done before. I would have carried on with the session regardless. I would have been dragging my leg behind me and still thought that the key to getting better was getting the session done, which we all know is, well, we do know it, but you know, it's quite hard to show that self-restraint, I guess. So it's a repeat of last week. My legs are struggling to adapt to the long run on Sunday. But it was an epic long run. I mean, it was a lot faster than what I've done a long run before. Again, in that hour 45, it was 11 miles covered. So I've gone from 9 miles to 11 miles in the same time frame. My fitness is there and it's coming on leaps and bounds, but you can't rush the adaptation in your legs and your legs getting used to running harder, faster. So although the heart rate's the same, my legs are taking a while to catch up, and this is where the adaptation needs to come, and patience, and yeah, kind of go with it. So I'm just walking the dog, just still trying to get the legs moving, but not in the same way as running. But yeah, bit of a slow start to the week again. I guess the more I run faster, the quicker I will recover. But recovery is something that I really do need to look into. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You know, last night we went to bed late again. Harry had us up in the night, up early. You know, that's no good. But you know, we'll figure it out. So as you can see by the colour of me, it's quite warm out, and I decided to wear a long sleeve top. Not the best decision ever. So yesterday I had the COVID vaccine, I had Pfizer, and that was supposed to be 7 miles of study. I found it hard. Like I didn't think I had any side effects. I haven't got any side effects to speak of. But my heart rate was definitely elevated in that run, much higher than it should have been, and my chest felt tight, but that could just be coincidence. I was also very hot. I mean, wrong get up. I have got the shorts on, just not the top. But yeah, so whether that's a side effect of the vaccine or not, I don't know. Or maybe I'm just fatigued. But 6.5 miles at a steady rate done. So one of the things that really helped me this week was something that Matt said to me whilst we were discussing how I felt that this was a terrible week and that everything was going wrong and I was getting into a bit of a funk about it. Matt said to me that during this process there are going to be X number of highs, there's going to be X number of lows. So you could say in this 10-month process where I hopefully get to my Boston qualifying goal, that there are going to be five highs, 5 really good moments, there's going to be 5 really low moments. They go hand in hand, it's part of the process. A really good way to look at it is no matter what goal you're going for, that during that process you will have those highs, you'll have those lows, and you're just ticking off each high and each low. So I've had some really, really good highs. I've had really positive training, and now this is one of my lows. And it's these moments where we find out a bit more about ourselves, we find out about our coping mechanisms, and we find our inner strength to deal with the lows. So that is Saturday done. Just a long ride today, and that was 2 hours on the bike. I wasn't going to bike today, I was going to have a complete rest day, but I actually always feel better after the bike. So yeah, just taking the legs over, hopefully for a good long run tomorrow. It has been a bit of a slog of a week. Mentally it's been quite hard. But do you know what? I've had so many good weeks that I was due this kind of dip. And yeah, so we got it. So anyway, that was a very enjoyable 2 hours on the bike. Had to consume a lot of orange juice, a lot of lift again to keep my blood sugars up, so goodness knows what's happening there, but anyway, we'll figure it out. So today, after a really shocking week, I thought, you know what, it doesn't matter, let's just go out for a nice easy trail run, enjoy the trails, and you know, put the week to bed, just go out and enjoy some running. As it happens, I am walking back to the car after running the start of this route that I was going to do. And now I'm trying to get back to the car, which is all uphill. But it should have been covered in my running route. But it hasn't been, because I'm limping back to the car. Okay, so when I say limping, I mean I have got some big time tightness going on in my leg. And it's something that's not easing up with running this week. It's affected a couple of my runs. I think it is just muscle tightness. I'm hoping it is. My right glute, I'll show you. So right here, right in there, it's tight. And it's going down the whole of my leg. So the whole of my leg feels really tight. My calf, my glute, just the whole right leg. So, to be honest, I don't think I could run my long run. It's not comfortable, and it's not comfortable enough to run. It's not comfortable enough to run. I absolutely think there is nothing wrong with walking on your long runs, on any run. If that's what you feel like on the day, if that's what you want to do, take some walk breaks. I'm all for walk breaks. However, even that will not get me through today. I'm going to be really honest. This week's a bit of a kicker. Now I know they come, but it just feels like absolutely everything has gone wrong this week. But you know, that's running. Ooh, lost my glasses. But that's running. You know, nothing is a straightforward curve. Nothing is linear. It's a roller coaster. And in order to adapt to move on, you have little dips. You can't just keep going up and up and up, otherwise we would all be Kipchoge's, we would all be Mo Farah's, we would all be Radcliffe's if that was the case. There has to be these dips and these peaks and troughs to go through, and that's what I'm trying to tell myself right now because I feel quite emotional. But all I need to do is go home, stretch it out, get a ball in my ass, my ass cheek, and go from there. Simply put, it is impossible, absolutely impossible, to get the highs from your training without going through some lows. Now, I do want to talk about the COVID vaccine. So I had the COVID vaccine on the Wednesday. I didn't think that I'd had any side effects. Slightly wary of coming on camera and talking on the vlog about the COVID vaccine and how it's impacted me, because the last thing that I want to do is to put anybody off getting the vaccine. But I want to be authentic, I want to be real, and, you know, I am sharing the ins and outs. I'm opening myself up, as it were. The COVID vaccine, I really struggled with my steady run. My heart rate was ridiculously high for me. And I thought that would be the only side effect, but actually I felt pretty rotten and wiped for the rest of the week. Heart rate settled back down, but I just feel kind of lethargic and under the weather. Now, it could have been the COVID vaccine side effect, it could have been something else. Also, I felt really achy, a lot more achy than normal, kind of like an ache in my joints and my bones, and I don't know whether this was something that impacted my long run on the Sunday. I don't know whether the feeling in my leg was just a knock on from that. It's all, I don't know. It could just be that I need a little break. It has been 7-8 weeks of pedal to the metal, going balls deep, going for it. So actually maybe I just need to take a step back a little bit, and that's okay, because, you know, to go forward you need to take a step back sometimes. One thing that this low week has taught me is that I really do need to be patient. I cannot bully myself physically into BQ shape. I can put all the work in, I can do everything that I'm doing, but there are times where I need to show some patience and some restraint, listen to my body and just back off a little bit. So that's pretty much it this week. The plans going forward are to go and see physio, just to check out my glutes and my leg. I'm really cautious about going to see the physio. Physios are there for a reason, so to go and see them and just make sure that everything is a-okay. I have also talked about recovery, and something that I need to look into a little bit more with the sleep, with how I am resting after sessions, after runs. So I have actually invested in the Whoop band. Now, in next week's vlog, I will go into some more detail about it once I have kind of had time to use it properly. At the moment, it's currently in its setup phase. So it takes 4 days to get your metrics, and then you have some information then to be able to use with your training. But I will go into it a bit more next week and see if it actually helps. It's something that I thought I'd give a try. I've gone for the Whoop band. Matt is using the Aura ring. He has been for a while to measure his HRV, his sleep patterns. It's quite interesting actually already seeing how little sleep I'm getting when actually in bed. You kind of think you go to bed at a certain time and you wake up at a certain time, so you must be asleep in those times and getting quality rest, when it actually turns out I'm not. So it might be another week of backing off. Maybe I just need to let the vaccine side effects just come out of my system a little bit more, listen to my body a little bit more next week. The thing is, now is the time to exercise that patience, because it is such a long journey. I've got the time now to really listen. I don't need to be pushing it, and I don't need to be pushing myself to breaking points. We're not there yet. We are on week 8 and there are 40 weeks in total. So that's still a long way to go. As always, thank you for your support and for following along on the journey. I really do appreciate it. And if you've got this far listening to me kind of having a bit of a moan, then I appreciate that even more, because you are here for the highs and the lows. I hope that you are all well, and parents, I really hope that you're looking forward to the back to school on March the 8th. I know I can't wait. I can't wait actually for the children, because they miss their friends, they miss that structure, and they miss their teachers. So I'm excited for them to go back, and of course it will take the pressure off a little bit. I hope you are all well. I hope your running is going good. But anyway, if you are new here, please do like and share and subscribe. I promise you it's not all those, it's just a bit of a blip this week, but you know, we're ticking them off. We're ticking off one of those lows that are bound to happen. And that, stay safe and happy running.